no matter what. I'm feeling great.
Welcome back to our meditation special series on Light of Knowledge. All these episodes, we have brought to you different aspects of the society. We've talked about children, we've talked about teenagers, youth, sports players, and how meditation can benefit their life. Today, we bring to you another important aspect of our society, physically and mentally challenged. The first thought that comes to my mind is inner strength and determination. Our attitude of looking at them has also changed over the years because we used to refer to them as handicap, but now it is differently abled or challenged. So we have in our studio today Dr. Donika, who is once again here with us to guide us on this journey. Welcome, Dr. Donika, to the show.
Thank you. Shanti.
Dr. Donika, as I said in my introduction, when I first think of differently abled brothers and sisters of ours, the first thought that came to me was it takes a lot of determination and inner strength to be able to get out of your bed every morning and do the chores around your house. It is not an easy task. And yet, our friends and brothers and sisters are doing it day in and day out. And how can we bring meditation practice into their lives? So they are already doing this, in a wonderful way, but how can meditation help them even better?
I would like to tell the viewers and the brothers and sisters who were thinking themselves to be differently abled, but now we have a very good thing to introspect within us because we were looking at the body only. Now meditation, the journey of meditation, firstly now guides us that this body is just the outer covering. We are something different from it, and we are the soul. When I say I am a soul, the first thing that is, the soul is never handicapped.
Oh, that's true, because the soul is energy, and
Yes.
energy cannot be handicapped.
And the very important thing, when we have that aspect that I am a soul and the self-determination within myself, then what I was thinking that I couldn't do initially, now I can achieve and I can do attitude. With it, I am just making myself conscious again and again, yes, I can do it, I can do it. And this journey, we can find that what we were thinking, it would be difficult for us to do, but within few time or with the regular practice, we can break that barrier.
Okay, so it's all about tapping into our soul power, if I may, and then breaking the barriers.
Yeah,
okay.
That's very true. I would like to add my own example with it. When I was a child, I even don't remember that incidents had happened to me, but my parents say that when I was a child, I was sitting over there, a cutter had fallen onto my finger, and you see all the fingers, they can move very well, but this finger, it has got a disability.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I never noticed that.
And this finger, when it had got cut, the parents, my family members, they were so concerned, they were crying, they thought now my daughter will be having a permanent disability. But I never went down with it. Even sometimes I found my friends giggling out of it, smiling on it, or maybe laughing.
Making fun of it.
Making fun of it. But I enjoyed that also.
Wow, what a positive attitude. How old were you at that time?
I was just 10 or something like that.
Wow, to have that kind of inner strength at that age, 10-year-old, and to not feel depressed when others are making fun of you is a tremendous thing.
So my first message is that maybe we had with birth, or maybe after that we are getting that disability, we should never let ourselves down. And if somebody is even making the fun, if we get angry, then we can fall down. But if we enjoy that moment, we also laugh with it, we also have fun, then we won't make ourselves succumb.
So this enjoying part again comes with meditation.
And now the second aspect of the journey of meditation. This didn't limit me. Now the next challenge for me was, I thought this is a computer age going on, and if you have to learn computer typing, I have to do typewriting. My friend said, you won't be able to do because you have got this disability, you can't move your finger very nicely, so you won't be able to. But I was determined, no, I will. And I had a very good family, I can say. They also supported me with that can-do attitude, and the result was I was having one subject of typewriting in 10th standard, and I scored 86 in it. We can have an understanding that whenever there is a disability, I should take it that it's not that I won't be able to do anything, but I would be doing it with different level or with different way.
Actually, that's why we refer to them as differently abled.
Yeah.
Because they are probably not able to do the chores the same way we do. They just do it a little differently. It may take a little more time if necessary.
Yeah.
But they can still achieve it.
Now I see what I wasn't able to do initially. Whatever things I had to do with this, now I can see as I have practiced, now I can do all the chores very, very naturally. So first aspect we see that when the disability is within me, I have to take it in a positive way, that I am differently abled through this body, but the soul, it has the full capacities. The soul is never handicapped. This essence, when I bring to myself, I awaken the energy within me, and I can visualize and I myself can realize when there is something which is making me differently abled, God has gifted me something else which is making me more special.
That's very true.
That's why you see, sometimes it is even said that the persons who are differently able, they have got a good sixth sense.
You know, a lot of times our self-respect depends upon the attitude of people around us, and what kinds of vibrations we get from them, and how they look at us. But what I'm hearing you say is, regardless of the condition we are in, regardless of how the people around us are behaving towards us, we can still be in a meditative state and not let any of that affect us. So we can have our self-respect regardless of the conditions.
Yes, very true. And the role of meditation over here is, because we have now a true and real understanding that I am a soul, I can have my self-esteem as I could be without that.
Okay.
So here, even though the body is differently abled, I have the understanding that I am a soul and I have innumerous power within me. The second aspect, sister, which I would like to share, that this was that when I am differently able, my role is to make me leveled in a self-esteem. And many of the times we see that there are people or there are children who are differently able, and we as the family or the surroundings or the environment also somewhere or the other change or pass our energy to them.
You know, we have real life examples like Stephen Hawking, Helen Keller, Christopher Reeves, who were differently abled, but they did not let this mar their situation or their way of looking at life. So this talks about, once again, going back to their inner strength. It talks a lot about their inner strength and determination.
That's very true. Here, the inner strength plays a very positive impact. And once we get that, say, Helen Keller and all the examples you have narrated right now, they had the very positive energy that I have to contribute something to the society.
That's right.
So the even normal people who haven't the understanding or thought level to such a high level, these people have proved that they had that attitude, and the can-do attitude can make miracles.
So it was maybe, in addition to other factors, maybe this was a driving force for them, that they did not keep focused on themselves. They went higher. They came out of their own pity, which normally people give to them, or sometimes we go into self-pity. So they came out of that and they focused on a higher goal, that I have to help the society. So this could also be one of the factors.
And you see, sometimes we see majority of the people, they have the understanding that somebody is differently able, they have the pity sense for them. They show sympathy to their family, oh, this is very wrong. And this kind of attitude, the people who have that different ability, they never would like to get that attitude.
They want to be treated exactly the same way like any other person.
Yeah. So whenever we meet such persons, we have to treat them in a very normal way, because we have to energize them. If we can't help them, at least don't demotivate them. I could add one example with it. My own cousin, as I said, the Bhuj earthquake that had happened in India in 2001, Gujarat. My own cousin, he was just 3 years old, and he lost his mother and elder brother in it. His spinal nerve got compressed and he was permanently having paraplegia.
Oh no.
And as we came to know that he is paraplegic now, number of people were so very pity for it. What can be done now? His life is totally ruined. But
before we go ahead, paraplegia is where all your limbs.
Paraplegia is when the spinal nerve is compressed. You don't have any sensation beneath your spine, so that even you don't know if anything is hitting your legs. You can't move them. That's the basic thing. Even they don't have any consciousness for their urination or stools to be passed. So that's a very major problem, you see. But here we never stopped. We did our best. What can we do? We never had only pity for it, but we had the can-do attitude for him. We tried our best. Even I thought that if there is some scientific research, we can do anything, we will definitely do. And I donated my bone marrow also twice to him.
Wow, how noble.
But some or the other that didn't work out, but still he is in a very, you can say now, comfortable phase. He is enjoying his life. He learns computers and he is doing miracles in computers and making the ads and all. So we see that the ability, once it gets into our mind that I am disabled, somewhere or the other the people surrounding them may affect it. The people, if they have pity on that person, then he feels helpless. But once we know we are in the empathy to that person and we pass a positive vibration, as you said, may I help you? And sometimes we can just motivate them, that instead of saying that may I help you, oh, you are doing it wonderful, but we can make it together more wonderful.
Yes.
So this phase, he will feel that somebody is there to support me.
Right. Yeah, this brings me to the point of caretakers.
Yeah.
When somebody is differently abled, the caretakers play a very important role because, there are a lot of chores, a simple thing like dressing up every day, going to the bathroom, getting a cup of water. Simple things like these become tremendously difficult. And in that way, caretakers will play a very important role.
Yes, they will play a very important role. And it would be like the role of meditation if the caretaker and the person who is differently able, they together have that mutual understanding, and meditation will make like a flow of positive energy from one to another, and they will enjoy that work. Because some or the other how he has to need help and they will be helping him. But if that is with negative energy, he will feel himself helpless. But if it is with positive energy, he will feel that he can do miracles.
That's very true. There are simple jobs like, we take it for granted, just going to the market, going to the movies, or is going out for dining. These examples are like our everyday life examples. But when someone is differently abled, I read someplace this person wrote his experience that if he had to go out, whatever it is, to the movies or dining, whatever, if he had to be there at 7 o'clock, he started dressing up at 4 o'clock.
That means they have made themselves mentally set with it. And one thing, the positive response we can get from these people, we see they have accepted this thing. They know that I am having this ability, so I will have to make some arrangements for me. Accordingly, he will plan himself. So here meditation also has an impact, that the person, whenever he gets up, whenever he sleeps, whenever he is doing some activities, again he can have the easy meditation. Whatsoever work he is doing, he can remember himself as I am a soul, and through this body I am doing these movements. Maybe the body is having some restrictions, but I am a soul, and I as a soul have miraculous ability and I can do wonders. That's why we see these people who are differently able, they have empathy for others. they will readily help, in the sense they know. As I narrated the incidents of my cousin, he, though himself has disability, he is unable to move himself, he has a wheelchair to move around, but every afternoon he moves with his friends, and even you will be astonished to know that he has such a very good friend circle. They daily come to our home, they pick him from the home, and with the wheelchair itself, he has a very good round throughout the colony, and he will help others. He has good mobile sense, he has good computer abilities, so whatsoever difficulties others are having, he will make them make them understand, and he will give them a learning lessons.
Isn't that something you just talked about? If one is missing, if one area of their life is missing, then they have a higher power in some other aspect of their life. So your cousin is doing a great job. He's not going through self-pity. You know, he's not going through that victim me or why me attitude. And instead, he's focusing on helping others out with whatever positive qualities he has.
And here meditation has played a very important role. Since he was a child, we had been teaching him that you have to say good morning to Shiv Baba daily, say good night to Shiv Baba. And you know, they have some internal stress within them. Somewhere or the other, some incidents might have happened. And as he's not having his mother also, we have taught him that daily we can just say whatsoever is in our mind, whatsoever is in our heart to Shiv Baba, and relieve ourselves from the burden.
So he is able to connect to Shiv Baba and draw the energy from him.
Yeah, so meditation plays a very important role to connect to Baba, that is the Supreme Soul, and get that energy. And once we get that energy, now the soul is fully energized, and we can feel that we are at our pace with ourselves. We are comfortable with I as a soul. I have now accepted this body as it is, and I can do wonders with it.
Sister, how do they find their way in this world, which is not necessarily looking at them with such a bright attitude? Because they can also have their own aspirations, their own dreams. And under such circumstances, how can they find their way in this world?
Really, it's a very concerned question for them. And I deeply think that we need to have a look for this, that what we can't change, we have to accept those things, and now we have to adjust with our surroundings, adjust with our own ability, and we can have an aspiration which can help us to move on that path.
Okay.
Suppose if I am not able to move, I am having some restrictions to my legs, then I can at least use my brain and hands. And today, the computer age, we can have miracles with it. We can find out some softwares, or we can have that journey. And we see the government is also supporting these people so that they can have a good approach for their life.
Yeah, I see in Western countries where, there are ramps everywhere. Because it's easy for wheelchairs to go up the ramps, whether it's a movie theater or it's a mall or, wherever you go, it's at work. So this kind of shows, that they are sensitive about their issues and they are taking care of them.
So this is on the physical aspect that they are getting the help. Coming to the psychological aspect, because these are the ones who get depressed very easily.
That's true.
And this depression may land them to a severe burnout syndrome too. Here, meditation has a very good impact, because the child now understands that I am having this disability, so he can concentrate on his education part, because the government has given many of the schemes, or in India we see that they are having a special category, that physically handicapped children, they are given some liberties to, or some quota for admissions too. So here this quota can be utilized for them, and they can aspire their dreams too.
That's very good to know, sister. Maybe you can guide us into a meditation at this point?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is especially for the people who are physically challenged too. So we can just sit and enjoy this meditation. Just sit back, relax. Let all the things which were affecting me which were concerning me in the form of thoughts, I just let go them. Let go. And I am now able to concentrate. I am now able to concentrate on my forehead. I am a soul, a white shining star, just in the midst of forehead, starting my journey to my original home. I take a fly and move up, entering into my sweet home in corporeal world, golden red color world. This is my original home. Crossing the souls, I just reach near my sweetest father, Shiv Baba, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Power. Sitting near the Supreme Soul, my sweet Baba, I now can energize myself with the rays of happiness falling on me, and with these rays of happiness I am now to the level that I am a soul, a happy soul, away from all the bodily thoughts, away from all the negativities. I am energized, full of happiness. Experience the happiness. I feel myself as a happy and light soul, and saying goodbye to Shiv Baba, I again come back to this corporeal world, feeling myself into the body and making myself assured that I, as a soul, am completely able to do the things which now I aspire for. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister, for this very wonderful episode. You have shown us some techniques that we can put into practice, and hopefully that will help us alleviate any problems or difficulties that we may have in our life. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
I hope our friends out there are watching the show, and I hope you're benefiting from the show. Sister has talked about some techniques which we hope you can put into practice, the meditation techniques. And we sincerely hope that this will bring some alleviation in your life. Hopefully this will bring some peace in your life, and hopefully this will help you live a better life by connecting to the supreme power of Shiv Baba. Thank you once again for being with us.